over to the father-in-law's house, in-laws, and we're gonna give him the business. I got the truck packed up with all the Senx gear for Father's Day. As funny as it may sound, is I want to do yard work, and some people think it's crazy, but it's relaxing to me. Yeah, Father's Day. Once again, it's our day for all you fathers, and it's Pride Month as well, I think. So I'm proud to be a father. I got 4, just in case you guys didn't know. It is expensive, very expensive. Well, I really want to get more active with you guys. Comments, what you guys are doing in your lawns. I'm not a professional. I am just a dad like you, or mom like you that's watching this. Guys trying to figure stuff out. You know, the channel's growing, and it's like the bigger it gets, and I know that it comes with the territory. Is people start to call you out, you know, and then you get some of these like turf nerds that they call you out. They watch your videos, and then they say stuff, but it's like, dude, who cares? I bet you their lawns look like shit anyways. And when it comes down to it, it's, you know, yeah, you get a soil test, okay, but are you like, when I'm in my yard, they walk by and they're like, oh man, is that real? Is this, you know, how do you do this, you know? And what they're looking at is the fact that there's no weeds and it's green. I'm not running up to them with a piece of paper saying, check out my soil test. This is a well-balanced lawn. And don't get me wrong, I understand the point of a soil test. I do it as well, you know? You know, I do it for, so you're not wasting, you know? Like, let's just say you have lots of potassium in your yard. You're maxed out. It's like you're going to keep throwing it down on your lawn. You're just wasting money. You know, it's not good for the environment. It will leach out. The lawn's not accepting it, you know. And it's like, I do that for that. Then again, it's like, nobody knows my soil test. And it's like, I'm not flaunting it in front of you guys. Like, look at how perfect and balanced my lawn is. It's like the majority of the stuff that I put on there, it's like, dude, it's just like the rest of the world, you know, or rest of, at least here in the States. It's like, what's the meat and potatoes? Nitrogen. You give it some fillers along the way, give it some micros, and then the cherry on top is making it green. You know, throw the iron on there. There was a guy out there commenting, nitrogen and iron together does not make the lawn greener. But then there was another clip that I saw of the individual, and he contradicted himself. And it's like, now me as a YouTuber, you know, grass douchebag, like, I could make a clip on it, you know, and be like, look, this guy says one thing and then does another, says another, you know, oh, it studies in the papers, you know. But then he says that there's results with it. It's like, you know, I don't know, man. It's like, what makes the lawn green? Nitrogen helps it grow. Iron makes it green and not grow. So, well, what would it be? You spray something or throw something down that has nitrogen and iron. It's like, you're going to get that initial, this is my thought on it, and this is most likely what people think, is that you get the initial hit of iron, which makes it green, but then that'll fade away. But if it's mixed with nitrogen, you're going to get a green up from nitrogen, and then the grass grows, and then it's green as well. Maybe not as green, but it's like you're feeding and making it green. It's a combo. It's why you use it, you know. Sometimes I think people look too far into it, you know. And then there's, you know, oh, don't waste your money on it. I don't know. When it comes to that, you know, lawn care is expensive in general. So is golf. So is if your kid plays travel hockey. It's like, you know, all this stuff, everything costs money. It's like if grass is your hobby, you're then be prepared to spend a little bit of money. And then if the product, you know, has fillers in it, I know that's like, oh man, that sucks. But what if that product you put down, you see fantastic results from it? You know, maybe your soil tests won't reflect on that, but Milorganite, prime example. Milorganite, I think it's like a 640. The cost of that bag, you don't get anything out of that. That is like not a lot of fertilizer. Good for like the summer, slow release, all that good stuff. But, you know, if you want an initial hit of nitrogen and you want to feed your lawn, that's nothing, you know. But when you put that stuff down, one, for beginners, it does not burn the lawn. I use the hell out of Milorganite. It doesn't burn the lawn unless you pour a pile of it on there. One time I had the spreader hit. I went over the hose and I spilled Milorganite. It burnt the lawn. But like overall, you throw it down, it's not going to burn your lawn. So it's good to like learn with that. Two, the response you get out of it, because I think it has something like 2% iron in it or something. It's like your lawn greens up. So you're like, man, I am a turf master using Milorganite. That's awesome. You should use Milorganite. Get that good feeling. Get the good response out of your lawn, because it's what you're looking for at the end of the day. It's a green lawn, because everyone associates that with it being healthy. So, but, oh man, I'm at his house right now. He cut his lawn so short. We cannot cut it this short in summer when you're not watering. Oh my gosh. We have our hands full here. I'm looking at it. He's got weeds and grass everywhere in flower beds. Oh boy, let's get in there. So the plan is that I'm going to spray everything right now, and it's around like 85 degrees out, and this stuff should start acting. We should see results like really fast. So, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray everything and then go attack the big weeds, probably trim down that bush. That way we're not hitting it with the cars when we come in. And then after that, a couple other branches to trim, and then we should see some death. And then maybe I'll set up the robot, get that going. That way I give the most time that I can with this stuff and letting it dry and get crispy, and prep the beds for mulch. You guys are gonna be surprised. If you didn't watch that video, once again, you should check it out. The stuff works really good, and you're gonna see today, especially with it being so hot. So, all right, let's spray. Oh yeah. It is gonna get smelly. Soak these bad boys. Get the 2-gallon Petra, battery powered. So we got all this vegetation in here, and then we got to trim these branches all the way back. Look at the size of this thing. It does the rotating lock. Nah, that's like cutting a tree. I'm gonna go get the chainsaw. I want to see this thing's 12 feet. Extend out one part, lock it. Oh, look at how long this thing is. That's what she said. What's nice is it retracts back in. Yeah. Make my way down. Direct sunlight. See that? Flowers, still good. Everything else is dying. That quick, man. That quick. Hopefully this thing fires up. Harbor Freight. There it is. So it's like, why torch it? Why not just weed whack it down? Well, see, from what I've been told by the internet is that when you blast it with heat, the plant gets shocked and then it kills everything down to the root. So that's why, like, you can weed whack it down, it's just gonna grow back. So we're torching all the cracks, getting all the vegetation burnt, and then now I'll scrape this out and make it look all nice and neat. After a rain, this will all go away, and then we won't have any more weeds, and we don't gotta spray any kind of Roundup and kill ourselves with cancer. Oh yeah. There we go. Nice and clean. What's this? All right, man. Got rid of all that vegetation. That's looking good. We got that done behind you. And then now, time to get to these beds. Here it goes. This is always the exciting part. It should hug this line right here. Here's the test. Here it comes. I have it hugging the wall, avoiding the big bump. It's going to come by my feet right here to avoid the other bump. Isn't this funny?
Isn't it cool?
I know. I'm going to have to shut this door. Shut the door. All right. Down the windy path. This is so cool. All right. It's back here. All right, so we're going to till up everything. Get all the junk out of there. Shovel it out, and we get to use this new Senx tiller. This is a little guy. Pretty excited. Right. Dude, that was a piece of cake. Let's take a look at that. We'll get this thing all nice and level. Try and rake out some of the weeds, you know. It was mainly just to chew up all the grass, you know. It's like pulling out grass is way harder than pulling out weeds. So I figured just like crush that. Ooh, yeah. Man, this soil is so dark. This is like, this looks like this is supercharged. Whew, dude, it's like 90 something degrees outside. This is nuts. right, so we got rained out. Now all this crap is wet. Ground's wet. Oh, that sucked ass. Ground's wet. Material's wet. And we are blowing through this. This whole front is like at least like 40 bags. Pretty wild. But yeah, it's coming along. I mean, you know, I just wanted to try out that tiller. There was a lot of material in there. The mulch would have been super high. You know, we didn't want that. We wanted to bring it down, so use the Senx tiller. And that little guy has power. It's pretty cool. And we just loosened it all up, took out some of the dirt. You know, that way it'd be level. But yeah, man, mulch. Dude, spend the money and get rock. That way you don't gotta deal with this. Oh my gosh, there's so many weeds and everything in here. But no, it's looking good. And you know, this is not some lavish, crazy, you know, mulch job. You know, we don't have like a cement curb here. You know, there was an edge. It's like pounded way down. You know, my father-in-law, he just wants, you know, just some ground cover. It doesn't have to be super fancy or anything. He's, you know, I'm like pulling out weeds. He's like, just throw it on top, you know, kill the weeds later. And I'm like, you're badass. I'm like, that's awesome. You know, what you think you need, you should just double it. All right, I'm almost done here. They're out getting 40 more bags because we got to do the whole backyard yet. And we just had a severe thunderstorm, and there's more in the forecast. So this is cool. Racing against time, but we're not bitches, man. We got to get it done. So the front's done, and now we're going to put it all around here. And we're going to use our Super Senx here, trim it down really low, and then we're going to use the tiller and then create a line and then put the mulch down, because we're not using weed barrier. We should be, I know, but we're not, because it's just what was requested. So we're going to till it all, get rid of all the grass so the grass doesn't grow through, or at least temporarily, and then we're going to put all the mulch down. So let's kill it. It is done. We did the business. I gave my father-in-law the business, but it turned out good, guys. You know, is it the traditional way? No, you're supposed to put weed barrier down and all that other good stuff. But you know, those are his wishes. Just put the ground cover down. At least he let me till it up, and you know, tear apart the grass and throw it behind the garage, turn it into a compost pile. But you know, take a look at it. It was pretty bad before. We let it go too long. Deep weeds went through, tilled up some of it, and this is a crazy before and after, man. It is good. It looks good. Put an edge on there. We got back like 6 inches of the driveway. Threw some extra mulch down on the side where the branches were. It's looking good. And there's still more to do, you know, but we're calling it a day. That was a lot. And you know, this is late coming out for Father's Day, but you know, hopefully you wish your father a happy Father's Day. And you know, just your parents in general. After this video, you should call up your parents if they're still around. Tell them you love them. Go visit them. If they live out of state, go drive there and go see them. Because man, I saw this thing once where it's like, as we get older, we move away from our parents, and you know, you only see them so often. Sometimes people only see them on the holidays, sometimes just Christmas, you know, or just Thanksgiving. And you're seeing them once a year. And it's like, that ain't enough, man. You got to go out there and see them, because once they get, their numbers get up there, man, it's like, you know, clock's ticking. You got to get out there and see them as much as possible. See your family. Cherish your moments with them. You know, I'm not a Dr. Phil here, motivational speaker, but it's sometimes you lose sight of it. And you know, my parents just came into town, and I try and spend every day with them. You know, whether my wife likes it or not. You know, and her parents try and get over here as much as possible, because you know, that's what you do. You hang out with the ones you love. So, all right, guys, call your family. Tell them you love them. Go visit them. Make the effort. If they tell you they don't want your help and they don't ask for help, they want it. They need it. Go help them. So, all right. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because this is the greatest channel on the planet. It's the fastest growing. You know, we're at 16,000 subs here, and we accomplished that in 1 month. And I'm just kidding. So, all right. See you guys in the next one.